Welcome to this presentation on mindfulness and right mindfulness. Mindfulness and right mindfulness are two distinct things. Mindfulness refers to being aware of the present moment. Right mindfulness refers to being aware of the present moment based on non-self view, in line with Buddha's teachings. In this presentation, we shall discuss what's the difference between mindfulness and right mindfulness in brief. Objectives of this presentation are to discuss what is mindfulness, how it can be developed, what is right mindfulness, as in Noble Eightfold Path, and how it can be developed. Mindfulness can be defined in many ways. One way in which it could be defined as paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. It simply refers to awareness or bare attention. Application of mindfulness in the contemporary world. Mindfulness is a form of meditation that has been applied in various areas, including the area of psychology and psychotherapy, providing stress reduction, self-control, and concentration improvement. Some of the benefits of practicing mindfulness include an improvement in psychological and general well-being, stress relief. Mindfulness has been applied in the area of mental health to address various issues including anxiety disorders, mood disorders, addictions, eating disorders, personality disorders, schizophrenia, and so on. Similarly, mindfulness has been applied in the area of cognitive behavior therapy, a talking therapy that addresses how one's thoughts affect one's feelings and behaviors. As a result, we can see there are various kinds of techniques emerging in the area of CBT, including mindfulness-based stress reduction, mindfulness-based eating awareness training, to name a few. Techniques for developing mindfulness in terms of formal practices can include sitting meditations, moment meditations, group exchange. In terms of informal practices, it could include mindful activity, structured exercises, mindful reading, mini meditations. Sample instructions for developing mindfulness can include mindful breathing. The kind of instructions that are given in this slide, and also in the next. Basically focusing on breathing to bring up mindfulness. Right mindfulness, as in Noble Eightfold Path, refers to the development of an accurate and precise awareness of the present moment gained due to realization of no self-view based on Buddha's teachings. The doctrine of non-self suggests that no unchanging permanent self or essence can be found in any phenomenon. According to the teachings of the Buddha, the idea of a self is an imaginary, or it does not fit with the reality. And because it does not fit with the reality, maintaining the idea of that there is a permanent self can bring about stress and sufferings. And also various kinds of impurities, such as conceit, pride, egoism, and so on. And what is right mindfulness? As we see in this sutta, There is the case where a monk remains focused on the body in and of itself, attuned, alert, and mindful, putting aside greed and distress with reference to the world. He remains focused on feelings in and of themselves, the mind in and of itself, mental qualities in and of themselves, attuned, alert, and mindful, putting aside greed and distress with reference to the world. This is called right mindfulness. Then the next question one would be asking, how could one go about developing right mindfulness? There is a path of practice, as we see in this sutta. And what is the path of practice to the development of the establishing of mindfulness? Just this noble eightfold path: right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is called the path of practice to the development of the establishing of mindfulness. Similarly, in this sutta, it says there is a path, a way to the abandoning of the 5 lower fetters. That someone, by relying on that path, on that way, shall know and see and abandon the 5 lower fetters. This is possible. So the key point that is emerging from it is, once again, to briefly summarize, how could one go about developing right mindfulness? That is, of course, by developing the Noble Eightfold Path to cut off all kind of fetters across 4 stages of enlightenment. And the Sri Mentor is the first stage of enlightenment. A person who becomes a Sri Mentor abandons 3 fetters. And these 3 fetters include self-view, clinging to rites and rituals, and skeptical doubt. So in order to develop right mindfulness, one needs to develop right view. And that is the first step. And the one who develops right view is essentially an Sri Mentor. Therefore, there is a need to combine and understand Buddha's teaching as a whole. In a different video, I shall discuss how one could go and develop right mindfulness based on right view in the correct way in detail. This is the end of this session. Thank you for listening.